Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got my March TBR for you. Alright, so March is going to be filled with some chaos. That's basically the theme I had for the month because I just got a little bit of everything. And before we dive into this video, I know we probably haven't heard a lot about things that are going on in Minnesota, but things are still going on there. So I do have a link down in the description box for ways that you can help Minnesota at this from donation pages to volunteering opportunities. So if you're interested, please check that out. Otherwise, let's go ahead and dive into the video. Alright, so like always, we're going to start off with the ebooks that I'm planning to read this month. The first of which is a holdover from February, and that is Tough Guy. This is the third book in the Game Changers series, and it's following Brian Price, who is a hockey player that is really suffering from burnout and depression and anxiety and a whole lot of other things, and just like he's ready to quit the hockey life. It's also following Fabian, who is a struggling-ish musician, and they happen to have been friends-ish growing up, and they happen to meet 10 years down the road after, you know, being separate and doing their own things. They happen to meet back up, and like sparks start to fly, and they're honestly so cute. At the time of this recording, I'm about 50% of the way through this, and it's just so much fun. Next up I have Infuriating, which is also a holdover from February. It's one that I had originally planned to read then. This is the fourth book in the Elite Protection Services series. This is following one of the guys from the Elite Protection Services, and I'm not sure if this is the director or not, and it's also following a sex worker who witnesses a murder and like needs some protection. So I'm here for this. Next up I have Common Goal. This is the fourth book in the Game Changers series. This one's following Eric and Kyle, who are a couple of my favorite characters from the Game Changers universe. This one does have a bisexual awakening. This one also has like a character exploring their sexuality, so that one's going to be a really good read. And then the last ebook that I have planned for this month is Alpha Dragon's Bear. This is the sixth book in the Dragon Fate games series. This is an Omegaverse series, and it's very much like a Bachelor style dating show, like TV show, with a dragon shifter and a bear shifter falling in love, and I am so here for this. I just need something a little bit light going into March. And then we're on to the physical books that I've got. So the first one is Double Hit. This is a one that I planned to start in February. This is not your typical sports romance. This is following an esports gamer and a volleyball player, and they had a one-night stand, which turned into a friendship, which then turned into them being roommates, and maybe a little bit more. So I'm definitely here for this. Also, this cover is super cute. Next up I have Sink or Swim. This is the second book in the Relic series. So this is a series following dinosaur shifters and paleontologists, or people within like the fossil hunting community, whether they're black market fossil dealers or thieves or paleontologists, whatever floats your boat. This one is following two characters that are going for the same fossil. One of them happens to be, well, they, used to be together, and now they're stuck on a boat, I think, trying to rescue a fossil. So I'm here for this. Next up is one of my graphic novels for the month, and that is Red Hood and Arsenal, which I had originally planned to read in February and just never got around to it. So Roy Harper and Jason Todd are some of my favorite characters, so getting to see them working together and like sharing one brain cell between them is really going to be so much fun. So next up I have another reread, and that's going to be Vicious. This is the first book in the Villains series. This is following Victor and Eli, who started out as college roommates, and while working on their PhD, there's whispers of people having these extraordinary powers and like having near-death experiences and gaining like almost superpowers. And so being two scientists working on their PhDs, they decide they're gonna do that to them, or they're gonna have a near-death experience and develop these powers for themselves as a science experiment. And it goes horribly wrong from there. So this reread was prompted by V.E. Schwab writing the third and final book in this series, and I think it's coming out later sometime this year, so I figured now is a good time to do a reread. And also, I love the chaos that is Victor and Eli and just couldn't resist. Next up I have Starcrossed. This is a manga that was originally a webtoon. This is following Polaris, who is King of the Stars, and his bodyguard, who is very patient and they're like kind of falling in love. It's a little bit of a star-crossed lovers. And then the last book that I'm planning to read in March is going to be Vigil in the Mourning. This is the 4th book in the Soulbound series. This is following Patrick Collins, who is a magical equivalent of an FBI agent, and his maid Jono, who is a god-touched werewolf, which means he can speak to like the animal gods from pantheons. Well, specifically his is from the North Pantheon. And I don't want to know too much going into this because I feel like the description on the back gives a little bit too much away. But this is their newest adventure. If you love urban fantasy books and like shifter romances or paranormal romances, this is one that I would highly recommend. And if you really like the Tarot Sequence series, this is one I would highly recommend reading. It's so good. So those are all the things I'm planning to read this month. What are you guys planning to read this month? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. If you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.